Hello guys, how are you all, and welcome to another video by me, Beyond Astro K. I am bringing you the Gemini new moon, which is happening on the 18th of June 2022 at 20, it's a late degree Gemini moon actually. So anyone who's born between 21 and 26 degrees is going to be feeling it, of all of the mutable signs. So what can we expect of this Gemini new moon? Well, obviously it's a brand new time of setting intentions for all the Gemini things to do with like writing, speaking, journaling, anything to do with social media, how we communicate basically. You know, some of you may decide you want to move. You may want to do short distance travel. You may want to write a piece. Could be a hit piece, but it could be anything. You may want to communicate with different types of people. You may want to take a short course, a course of study, making new friends, learning something, learning anything that's going to be highlighting your mind, is going to be brightening your mind, it's going to be making you more excited to be alive, basically. So yes, it's going to be a very busy time, especially for all of the air signs and the fire signs. But yes, this Gemini new moon, it's got a very tight conversation with Neptune in Pisces. It squares it. And of course, what this brings for all of us is that it can cause us to be very confused. It could also cause us to be very, how can I put it? We can, like, even how we feel emotionally, it may or may not be what it seems, because any squares to Neptune is it's very deceptive. It's not actually what is actually completely what's going on. We may not feel or find we're getting all the facts. So the other side of this is that there can be a lot of gossiping, and the gossiping can be false. And I'm thinking definitely at work, because that's where everyone tends to communicate more. So yes, there could be a lot more chitter chatter, a lot more gossiping, a lot more lies being told. Even in the media as well, we have to really check our facts, because there may be more to the story than we actually know. And it can, this new moon in Gemini can feel very chaotic, like mentally and socially chaotic. Not to say it's going to be all bad, but the fact that Neptune, which is a planet that you're not really sure, that it's not really seen, you have to be more or less keeping your wits about you, because, you know, anything can really happen. So yes, it's a very sensitive time, a very like emotionally sensitive time, but also very confusing time for a lot of us. Another theme I'm picking up with this new moon in Gemini, especially concerning Neptune, that there's not going to be that big heart and mind, body, soul connection. Like there's a lot of thinking more, but not really connecting to what we're feeling and what our bodies are saying. I am seeing that some of us could be very tired under this energy. I mean, me personally, whenever there's a new moon in a water sign or anything connecting to Neptune, I tend to really feel it. I get very, very tired. So because of the confusion that's happening, guys, and we may, and also the insecurity that can come up, because this energy can bring on a big sense of being paranoid, of I shouldn't have said that, or I spoke out of turn, or, you know, there's things that can happen that is basically not in our control. So if we're not sure about something, just some of us, sometimes they say, if there's nothing to say, there's nothing to say, don't say nothing at all, which won't be easy. But really and truly, we need to check our facts when it's concerning like signing any contracts, anything business wise. If we're told anything, if we're reading anything, recheck things, recheck it, because it's going to be a mad one. The other thing, other theme is that it's 18. It's on the 18th of the month. So what this brings is, sorry guys, yeah, 18th of the month. So the 18 in the tarot is the moon card, which is another card that is not very easy because the moon card is ruled by Pisces. Some people say it's actually Cancer, but it's actually a Piscean card. And the moon card it's about illusion. It's about the mood. It's also to do with things that are not seen. It's also a extremely sensitive card. And it is a guide. All what I said basically is of this, what I basically said. But we can feel very tired. We can also feel very moody. We can feel extra emotional. We also may feel, especially with this card is saying, that we may feel things and not think it's actually real, and it is. So this can leave us emotionally in a bit of a limbo, because it's like, is this real or is this not real? Is this you know, am I feeling this or am I not feeling this? Some of us, this card is also saying some of us may need to withdraw a bit. It's going to be very hard because, you know, the way the world is, everyone's trying to just live when we're earning money. So, yeah, some of us may want to withdraw. And the high vibration of this square to Neptune is that it's a great time to be trying to be a bit more creative. So with this card, the moon card, with the square to Neptune, is like, yes, we're going to feel all the lower vibrations, but on the high vibrations is that, you know, if we do withdraw, if we are going to want to be by ourselves, we want to do something very creative. We may want to try to heighten ourselves spiritually through prayer, through meditation, yoga, anything that raises our vibrations. This will actually help us. I'm even picking up guaranteed to help us. But again, it's all well said and done that we should do this, but at the time we may not want to. We may just want to just kick back and chill. We can also feel very bored as well. Another thing I was going to say, we can also feel very bored under this energy. Like, there's things I need to do, I can't be asked to do it. I'll do it tomorrow. Then we just put it off again. Boredom also is like, and laziness. Another word I'm picking up is also laziness. That's one of the things I was saying. There's laziness, but boredom also, because Gemini, they like to keep ticking. The boredom is like, you know, things just seem very mundane, and I've done this already. Let me just try and do something different. And we're bored of that, and we, you know, so it could be a bit of a merry-go-round. You see the confusion that's going to be happening. So, you know, that's the guide I could give. Even me, myself, I'm going to try and do that as well. You know, us tarot and astrologers, we always try to give you guides, but obviously the rest is free will. So, yes. So, yeah, that's also the card's advice for us. So, when it comes to using, like, the wellness aspects of, like, essential oils, I personally will be using, remember again, check with your health practitioner, guys, but the essential oils that you could use is obviously, because the mind's going to be quite scattered, not quite, it will be scattered. Of course, my trusty lavender, guys. You know me and lavender, we're best friends. I also will be using, because, you know, we need to, like, try and keep organized as well. So for specifically Gemini, because remember, we're dealing with third house action. There's a lot of changeable energies that's going to be happening. So you could use, if you want to, like, peppermint, rosemary, lemon. Rosemary is actually really good for, like, the memory, you know. Eucalyptus oil, which is great for like the breath, because you know Gemini rules like the lungs and that. So we're going to be, that's one of the reasons why I said like things like you know, exercises like yoga and meditation, great, because eucalyptus actually helps open up the airways. So there's peppermint. So, and also, you know, we're going to be wanting to chill as well. So I use every day clary sage and cedarwood, especially at nighttime, and lavender. When it comes to exercise during this energy, Geminis like to do multiple things, but we're dealing with Neptune here. So exercises like, it could be like group classes, it could be classes with your friends. It could also be, you know, work like Pilates, which helps with the breathing. Yoga, like I said, it also, these are great for like flexibility. Because we've got to involve Neptune here as well, guys, because you know Neptune ruled by Pisces. You could also do, let me see, because I actually wrote this down. Most of the things I actually write down, guys. So for like, so you can combine that with like tennis. You know with Geminis, it's like they like to do, obviously in groups, but they also like, you know, they're twins. So anything like tennis could also help as well, because we want to there's going to be a lot of energy that we need to release. So even things like tennis is good. It could be running as well. If we combine it with the Neptune in Pisces, is like swimming, because we're going to be going from a high, then we're going to want to go to a low. Yoga, this is Pisces things, swimming, yoga. Yeah, those are the things that actually I feel be good, you know, but making sure that we're stretching and trying to be as flexible, because remember Saturn's in Pisces, and Pisces, I'm actually seeing a lot of Pisces doing a lot more yoga and stretching, because you know Saturn is about constricting of the muscles. So yeah, so high and low with the, you know, high intensity with the low intensity. So yes, that's what that's my 2 cents worth on the moon in Gemini. But when we come to like the cards for the collective, I was thinking of, should I pick out loads of cards or should I? So the first card that we have for the collective, guys, is the Page of Cups, which is obviously, it's a very youthful energy. So I feel obviously there's going to be a lot of like flirting going on. But remember, we're dealing with a new beginning. So there could be a lot of us being a bit more like creative, a bit more fun, talking more to people, saying how we actually feel, regardless if it's to do with love or whether it's to do with what we're feeling in the moment. But a lot of it will feel very passionate. Like it's definitely from the head and the heart in a way, but it's very much, there's going to be a lot more sort of, in a way, honest conversations that we are going to be needing to say, because there's going to be a lot that we are going to say. The Page of Cups is also like a beginning of like, I feel there's going to be new beginnings of conversations that could be happening for a lot of us. So yes, so be prepared for that. And the second card that we have is the Nine of Cups. A lot of cups, guys. A lot of cups. So Nine of Cups is, again, there's a lot of like declarations that are coming through, but there's going to be some beginnings, but there's also going to be some endings. I feel that some of us may need to move away from like things that are not feeling very authentic to us, things that are very toxic. Again, because we're dealing with Neptune energy, it's not going to be easy, because what we think and feel is not going to be chiming. But on the whole, if we're feeling something that's not going to be right for us emotionally, it's time to move away from that. Okay. And the last card we got is actually the Lovers card, which is Gemini. So there's going to be a coming together for a lot of us. There's going to be a coming together. There's going to be a lot more, again, if we're going for the Page of Cups, lots more declarations, but also, I feel that we're going to feel that we need to work together in order to build like a better world. I feel that there's going to be lots of changes within the media section of things, as we're seeing with like the Prince Harry situation. But yes, I do see a lot of people, more people coming together, a lot more people talking, a lot more people communicating, a lot more people sharing ideas, but also people fact checking, a lot more people calling things out, a lot more that word's being overused, but things like gaslighting. I feel that people will be a bit more like calling things out. That's not the truth. And also trying to balance and also trying to have some type of harmony too. Okay. So yes, those are the 3 cards that I've picked up for the collective. And I think we should get to the signs now because I know that they're all waiting. Hello, my Aries. How are you? So Aries, this new moon, if you are like 21 to 26 degrees of the fire signs, you're going to feel this. But yes, so Aries, this is in your 3rd house, which is actually the Gemini house. You, Aries, are on a roll, yeah, because the moon rules your 4th, but yes, the moon rules your 4th, but also Neptune rules your 12th. So even though I think everything I said, you know, obviously it's for Gemini, but also it does really relate to you as well because it's the 3rd house action. So I feel that you will be, of course, definitely communicating. I feel that you're going to be very active, very busy. You may want to be more active and more busy, but communicating and being around like family more. Like I feel that you are uncovering some like potential secrets that you want to find out more about. Connecting to like your past, connecting to your, you know, your heritage, your lineage. You may want to be a bit more closer to home and be a bit more closer to, you know, maybe definitely maybe specifically your mum or even like a grandmother figure. And again, this is a busy time because, you know, your siblings are going to be high level, also your neighborhood and your neighbors. You may feel that you feel little bit stuck as well. You may want to like come out of your like surroundings and just like discover new surroundings. You want to, you know, you want like a change of pace. The fact that Neptune rules your 12th is very telling because there's some underlying issues. And also like I said before, really like if you can listen to what I said in the beginning, because the 12th house is about releasing, but it's also about quite deceptive. So if you're going to be saying anything, make sure that, you know, you're trying to be as honest as you can, because some people might take it the wrong way. Like family members might take it the wrong way. You know, you may be just relaying conversation that you had with someone else, and it's like, yeah, but I just heard this, or, you know, this is what I know, and it comes out that it's not really honest. Okay, so yeah, so you definitely, because it's going to be so busy mentally for you, this will be great for you to be writing. This will be great for you to be doing any, you know, you may be urged to like say something on social media, whether it's through blogging, writing, you know, definitely communicating, but also doing some type of breath work and yoga. You know, this can actually help because you may, some of you, I don't feel going to be very tired, but when it's time to like rest and go to bed, your mind's going to be very active. So you're going to be needing that downtime. But I feel that you're going to be discovering a hell of a lot this month. This new moon, sorry. So the card that you have, Aries, is the Justice card. So whenever you see the Justice, like chickens are coming home to roost. But also, because it's an Libra card, which is your 7th house, it's like, you know, it's about being fair and balanced. This new moon can see a lot of you Leos, Aries, shooting from the hip. So the Justice card is just like urging you to try and be a bit more, maybe a bit more Libra-like, a bit more like careful with your words, because, you know, if anything comes back or anything you do discover, it can actually fall back on you. You know, it feels very much like an excitement in the air as well, Aries. So that's one of the reasons why you might be just saying things. But, you know, the Justice card is all about trying to have balance. It could be about courts and laws. You could be reporting on that. But yeah, it's just trying to find that balance between the true facts and, you know, because there's definitely a lot going on. But all in all, it's a great one for you, Aries. Hello, Taurus. How are you? So this Gemini new moon is in your second house, which is your house, which is about the money, your, you know, your spending habits, what you eat, your self-worth. And for you, Taurus, of course, you know, whenever it's your second house, you feel like you're at home. The fact that, you know, the moon rules your third, and also we have Neptune in your 11th. This is showing me that I feel that a lot of you are going to be investing more in anything to do creatively. It could be a group. It could be an organization as well. I feel a lot of you are going to be very much in touch with your senses on what you feel is going to be beneficial to you in the long run. A little bit of a busy one for you because, you know, I feel any of you Tauruses that are not even having money problems because Jupiter's in your sign, you're in the money. But more or less, like, if you are wanting, if you've come into money at this time, which I doubt you haven't, I feel a lot of you could actually feel that you have won the lottery. Because, you know, I feel anything you're going to be investing in is going to bring like a second income. Anything that you are passionate about or very creative in, it definitely brings a second income. So get your papers out, get your pens ready, because the fact that the moon rules your third is like, it's communicating with you. It's showing you, it's giving you downloads. It's giving you mental downloads. It's telling you what to say, what to write, what to communicate. And I feel that you can have a lot of profitable friends that could be helping you as well at this time, Taurus. Okay, so really listen out for that. You may be stuck in your ways about, you know, and being very cautious. But this new moon is actually showing you that, you know, the world is definitely your oyster, and there's a lot of opportunities, especially materialistic way, in a materialistic way, that could bring you great gains, because the 11th house is all about gains. Of course, it squares your 11th. So just be mindful of sharing money with friends, and also money that is owed to you as well, because you could, of course, I do feel a lot of Taurus are going to be coming into money just because Jupiter's in your house. But also, and you could be very generous, but also there could be a lot of lending and you're not getting the returns back. So just be mindful of that. So the card that you have is the 5 of Swords. So I feel there could be some people could actually see if you Taurus is that, you know, you got this, like you got it in the bag, like you're getting all these opportunities and you're getting this money. You could have told people that you've considered close friends, or you know, because of the fact that the moon's in your third, it's making you communicate more, but you're opening up yourself more to friends. And then there could be some jealousy along the way. So some people, you may be lending them money, being very generous, and when it comes to you go to a restaurant, you have to still pay. So just be mindful of people who you're surrounding yourself with, because they may not be they may not be your people. And again, like I said before, there's a lot of gossiping going on. So just be mindful of that. But I feel that because this is next door to you, you are going to be, I feel you just have your wits about you, but also, you know, again, read the small print if you're signing any contracts, because you could be signing something away that you've been working so hard on. So yes, just be mindful of that. Another thing I'm seeing, especially just the 5 of Swords, is that you may be wanting to be a bit more healthier with what you're eating, but it's like, okay, I'll do this, but it doesn't really materialize. Okay. It could be like friends sabotaging you in some way. They know that you're trying to be healthy, but they're trying to, you know, sabotage. So just be mindful of that. Okay. Hello, my Gemini twins. How are you? So Gemini, this is in your first house. And, you know, the first house is about the physical, mental, emotional. It's about your career. It's about your job. It's about your relationships. Okay, it's the physical. But also it squares your 10th, your career, how you're seen, your status. So I feel a lot of you Geminis are going to be feeling very ambitious, very, not necessarily just wanting to be seen, but just like you're feeling different, you're feeling something. And I feel that a lot of people are picking that up. I feel that you can get a lot of support with this new moon, but also you know, when it comes to like, you know, the moon is ruled by your second house. Okay, so you're feeling like, some of you may be feeling very wealthy. but not wealthy just money-wise, but just wealthy in all like material and, you know, your spending habits, but also people that you surround yourself with. Again, just be mindful, because the square to your 10th house can possibly bring some heated, probably might be heated debates with bosses, because you may be speaking out of turn. You may be saying something that may or may not be true, and some people could be saying things that may or may not be true about yourself. So there could be, again, I feel that for some signs there could be some jealousy along the way. You could actually rise up to the ranks in your career, Gemini. You could be promoted. Whenever I say promoted, it could be demotion, but that could happen. But you remember, you got Saturn in your 10th as well. So there could be that element of you getting the job, but things are not panning out the way it should. So, you know, it could change. Or you work your way up to the top. The message is also trying to be as honest as you can in what you're saying, how you're presenting yourself. Because, you know, it could actually fall back on you. You know, whenever we have any 10th house action with its square, conjunction, we always have to be mindful of how we're coming across. Because, especially if we're being quite deceptive as well. So the card you have is the Chariot card. So, of course, this card is showing that, you know, your career, although there can be a lot more responsibility, there can be some bit of drama with bosses or people that are higher ups, even like your work colleagues, you are determined to, I feel some of you actually are determined to do good by what you are doing in terms of like your job, even like in your relationships. Some of you may also be very much like, I'm gonna actually try and take care of myself more. Take care of my mental, spiritual, and physical health. I feel some of you actually will try out new like exercise regimes, trying out things that you're eating. But remember, this is a Cancer card, so it's telling me that things could actually stick if you are not trying to be too controlling. Nothing wrong with being focused, but everything wrong with trying to be too controlling. Because sometimes when we're too controlling, we may not be able to control the outcome. So yeah, you're on an up, Gemini, but just, you know, just be careful, because yeah, you're being seen. So yeah, but I don't think it's a bad thing for you at all. I just feel that for you Geminis, that, you know, some of you quiet Geminis may not want to be seen too much, but you know, sometimes the planets just don't lie. But a very busy time for you. Hello, my Cancers, how are you? So Cancer, this new moon in Gemini is in your 12th house. This is a very hidden house. This is the house of calm, relaxation, release, letting go. So this is the time that some of you guys may want to kick back and not be around too much people. You may want to help people that are, you know, you want to be a bit more charitable, being charitable to yourself. The fact you're ruled by the moon, you're going to feel this. I feel a lot of you are going to be feeling more tired. Every year this happens. Every year. But the square to your 9th house is going to be a good, great guide for you. It can make, you know what I'm feeling? A lot of you will be able to see who is helping you with your higher learning, whether it's a mentor, whether it's anything you're reading or even teaching. You may, remember this is a square, you may be doing it, but then it's only after you may see that it's actually not right for you, or it's not actually facts. You may or may not see through a mentor. You may not see through people that are from different cultures who you thought was helping you, and they're actually not. But on the other hand, this can give you great insights into how you're feeling, into how, you know, because I'm picking up metaphysics. So some of you may be interested in that. You maybe want to understand your emotions more. Some of you may want to, you know, do that whole, you know, that spiritual thing. You know, I think if any of you who are practicing anything spiritual, you may see now what is working and what is not. you know, because your emotions are very heightened, and because it's in your 12th house, this is a time to release what, again, no longer serves you. Not being afraid as well. It may take you a while, but we're coming up to it. So it's like, okay, I see this. I'm not sure when I want to let it go. And, you know, even before or after the new moon, it can happen. But, you know, really taking care of yourself, having that nap, having, you know, working on anything creative, reading. And this is the time to really try and better yourself by learning any type of languages, or it could be something to do with the courts and law, which is coming up for some of you Cancers as well. So yeah, you do have to definitely keep your wits about you, because, you know, you may be very highly emotional, but also very wanting to be on your own. So the card that you have is the Ace of Pentacles. Wow. The Ace of Pentacles is showing me this is probably actually a very lucrative time. It's saying that the square to your, you got like water, you got like the 12th house and the 8th house, the 9th house, yeah. And it's saying that anything that you are, because, you know, whenever we have the 12th house, it's like we're working on anything behind the scenes. So it's saying that anything you are wishing, working on, helping with, it can be very profitable. It's like someone sees you, or someone is listening to you, something you've put on social media, something you said, something you've preached about. It's like coming to par, and people want to work with you. This is a business card. So a lot of you could actually make money. Remember, you got Jupiter in your 11th, which is about gains. So the fact you got the Ace of Pentacles is like the beginning of a brand new material journey that not even you guys probably foresee. So yeah, it'll be very interesting to hear what happens with that. So anything you're doing behind the scenes, Cancer, especially when the sun goes into your first house, it's like, you know, it's like a brand new career you got, because of you're doing that, you're doing the due diligence and you're doing the research. So yeah, good times. Hello, Leo. How are you? So Leos, any of you who are 21 to 26 degrees, you're going to be feeling this in a great way, of course. So this is in your 11th house. Great house to have. Really great house to have. This is a house that is of friends, groups, associations, gains, busy time, making friends, being active. And the moon rules your 12th house. So, and also you got the square to your 8th. So again, it's a bit like Taurus. It's a money situation when it comes to friends. And because I feel that some of you may actually, you know, if you're owed money, you could actually get the money back. Or if you owe, yeah, I feel that it's not like, I don't feel that a lot of you owe money. I feel that money that is owed to you could come back, and it could come back tenfold, which is always a great thing, especially the world we're living in now. I feel that some of you may invest in a type of spiritual practice. You may even want to invest in doing the higher realms of work, like on the spiritual basis. It could definitely be therapy as well. The square to your 8th can bring up fears about who to trust, because you may see or you may not see. Remember, we're not really sure, but you know, there could be people that come into your life or you've known for years, and they're showing their ass basically, and you only find out about it because something is brought to your attention. So try and keep your wits about you. Try and keep your mind as open, and your heart as open as you can, because you know you're going to be getting some downloads. The fact that the moon rules your 12th, a lot of these things are hidden. You know, it's like when you're at home, you're going to actually probably like relay the conversation. Like, oh, I didn't realize they said that in a shady way. You know, I didn't realize that I'm actually paying all the time. I didn't actually realize that they owe me money. You know, realizations come, I feel, when you are doing that downtime. You are relaxing. Okay, so yeah. So the card that you have, Leo, is the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is about, you know, it's a generosity card. But it's also like, I'm being generous, but, you know, I'm still thinking about things. So, again, it's like basically more or less what I said. You know, you are being that beautiful Leo, showing a big heart. But, you know, there's certain things that you're not sure about. There's certain things that will definitely come to your attention. So the fact that you got the square to the 8th in, you know, which is a Scorpio house, is like, you know, I feel a lot of you are going to be doing some investigating work. But it's more, it is more to do with like who you need in your life, who you don't need in your life. But also, are you happy in the like whole friendship circle situation? And even, are you happy in the goals that you have? You know, are you investing? Are you getting the investment back in your in the goals? Are you getting invested back in the friends? So there's definitely a lot to think about. But the fact that it's in your 11th house is really great for you to be making new friends. You know, there's some friends that will come and there's some friends that will go. And this card is saying that, you know, you're going to be seeing it. Hello, my Virgos. How are you? So this new moon is in your 10th house, which is the highest house. You have the square to Neptune in your 7th. The moon, it rules your 11th house. Okay. So what this tells me for you Virgos is that, you know, career, there's going to be some changes in your career. You're going to be initiating new changes in your career, which can, or can't, maybe, you never know, it can upset the apple cart in your relationship. It can change the dynamics of your relationship. Even though this does square you, like all the mutable, because if you're 21 to 26 degrees of Virgo, this is going to affect you. It's going to affect all the mutable signs, regardless of the degree. But, you know, I feel that some of you may be thinking, you know what, I'm not really happy in this job. I'm not really feeling it. You know, it's actually bringing me, you know, I feel that my relationship is, it feels like it's great, but it's actually not, because I'm probably bringing drama home, which is actually causing drama in my relationship. The square to your 7th is also about, you know, contracts as well. So I feel that if you are starting a new job, be mindful of what the contracts you're going to be signing, because, you know, obviously definitely read the small print. Some people say it's not a great time to be signing contracts with square to Neptune, but if you need to. But yes, I do feel that, you know, just be very mindful of what you're signing. It may, you know, your job may or may not be the job that you are entailing. But I feel that if you are not happy, and if it's not making a relationship great, that means there's something has to change. And it also could mean that your relationship status needs to change too. Because the 10th house is about status. It's about, you know, you could get married, you could get divorced, you could split up. So it's status in general. But I do feel a lot of you Geminis, I'm sorry, a lot of you are feeling that, you know, there needs to be a change, because I'm picking up some unhappiness that is coming up, a lot of unhappiness. And the unhappiness is probably due to you not being satisfied. And it could go either way. It could be unsatisfied in your role, but also unsatisfied in your career. So this is great to be talking to friends. This is great to be reaching out to friends, because they could be giving you that advice. Sometimes you have the outsider advice, which helps. So yeah, reaching out to friends could help. Also, looking at your actual goal set, what you're actually passionate about, will really help now. So the card you have is the 8 of Wands, which is about work, you know, but your passion's coming. The 8 of Wands is very much firing up your energies. I keep saying Gemini. It's very much firing up your energies, Virgos, for you to really go for what you want. But know that, you know, I feel that any changes that happen within your relationship and also your career, there may be a lot more work that needs to go into it. But I feel that the passion will be reignited. It's not going to be like, oh, it's just the same as it was before. You know, I'm doing too much. You know, people are asking me. It's like the workload is shared. And I also feel that even in your relationship as well, that there may be a bit more of a strong communication if there wasn't before. And I feel that some of you may find that you're complaining less about your job because you're happier now. And it also is like you're happy, you're getting that support you need through friends. Okay, so yeah, big time for a lot of you, especially changes of career. Hello Libra, how are you? So this new moon in Virgo is in your 9th house, and the moon rules your 10th, and Neptune rules your 6th house. So this feels like a big one that's happening for you, Libra. The good thing about this is your 9th house. So you are going a great time to be considering learning a new skill. Learning to, I'm going to say read, but some of you could decide, I want to read more, take up a new course or study, learn a new language, learn anything to do within the law, because, you guys are the judge and jury of the zodiac. Doing anything that is going to be improving yourself to the higher realms and even spirituality. The fact that you have the square to Neptune, it can make things a little bit distorted. Like you may have really good intentions about what you're going to be doing from day to day. I can see a lot of you like making lists or just having good intentions, but then it can just be things can just get very erratic. You can take on too much. You could be doing too many courses, trying to learn too many things. You may decide that you want to be, I don't know, a monk or a Buddhist. You want to go to church. You need to learn this. And, your routine could be quite just a bit all over the place. So even like Aries, in the beginning, what I spoke about, what can help is, doing like the spiritual work. Another good thing about the square, what could happen is that it could actually make you feel a bit more in tune with your body if you're not. And any like ailments that come up, anything like that, you can actually think, okay, say, I don't know, you're working out too much and it's like, okay, I need to stretch more, or I need to, do some yoga. I need to connect more to my body, because you may not find that you're connecting to the mind, body and soul. You may find it quite hard. And also you may find it, again, when it comes to good intentions about having a set routine, a wellness routine, this can also be just all over the place. And the fact that the moon rules your 10th house, it's going to be shining a light on things that are working for you and are not working for you, what you can take on, what you shouldn't take on, but what is not going to be working for you. Your physical, your mental and emotional is going to be highlighted big time. So the fact that you have the 9th house, which is actually a spiritual house, will be a really great thing for you, especially if you want to heal yourself in any way. So the card that you have, Libra, is the Magician. Wow. Magician's a great card to have, because the high vibration of this is that anything you believe that you can do in order to like have a healthier routine, eating better, having a consistent fitness regime, or even when it comes to like your work or getting work done. The Magician said, like, whatever you want, it can actually happen. But making sure that you're not talking yourself into anything that's not going to happen. Or, because Neptune's involved for everyone, there's confusion. I feel some of you Librans may feel that you can do anything. You're very much invisible. And like the mind body's like, no, it's not, or you may think, you might be feeling out of your body, and then, you're again taking on too much, and after then it's time to really slow down. So yeah, really listening to your body, really listening to your mind, heart and soul, and, trying to take it easy. But it is a great time, the fact that, the 9th house is being activated for you. Hello, Scorpio. So this new moon in Gemini is in your 8th house, which is your house, like Taurus, you're going to be going within. You're going to be transforming yourself. There's going to be energies that's connecting to your joint finances, debts, loans. It's a time of transforming these feelings and energies, okay? You also have the moon, which rules your 9th house, and the Saturn, the Neptune square in your 5th house. So this really feels quite great, if I'm being honest, Scorpio, because I feel a lot of you can really and truly, because this is in your house, a lot of you may be actually feeling at home. And whenever something hits your house, it's like you're coming home to an energy that you're familiar with. The fact that the moon rules your 9th house is that things are going to be on a higher realm. So you may still feel very extremely sensitive, tired, emotional, moody, maybe wanting to be alone because there is a lot that you need to sort out when it comes to partnerships, when it comes to your spending habits, when it comes to anything that you need to pay off or money that's owed to you. There could be a obsessive element that comes with this. And, you know, you may be stuck on one thing, but something else is calling forth. And it's really and truly time to look at that as well. Or some of you Scorpios may be trying to get some creative project up and running, and you know, you have really great intentions of doing it, but then it's like you haven't got the, not you haven't got the skills, but you haven't either got the time, or, you know, something else is like hindering your process in some way. Or you could believe that I'm actually doing this, but, you know, you're actually not making any progress. So yes, there could be some, not resentment, resentment came up. Some of you could feel quite resentful because you have to deal with like the mundane. 5th house also rules kids, so that could also be a something. It could be a challenge, or it could be something you also have to deal with. If you've got children, they're a bit older, you know, they could be telling a little bit of porky, so you'll be doing some investigating work. Or even you yourself be telling porkies. Really listen to that higher voice, Scorpio, because the fact that the moon rules your 9th house is actually bringing your mind and your heart out there into the truth that you're seeking, like the higher truth. So the card that you have is the 4 of Cups. And even when I was talking about you seeking time to be alone, this card is very much about wanting to be alone, because there is a lot that's going on. You're getting pushed and pulled into different corners and directions. Any type of deep emotions you're feeling now, Scorpio, is because, you know, something needs to give, and you're going to be feeling that. So if you're concentrating on, obviously, this is a new beginning, so you're going to be paying off anything you need to pay off. You're going to be gaining money. But this can also bring on a higher level that anything that you gain is because, you know, you can concentrate on being creative. You can concentrate on guilty pleasures. And it's time that some of you may need to have a little bit of fun, even though Saturn's in that house as well. You know, you can have a little bit of fun. You could, you know, take your kids out and you could spruce yourself up a little bit. But obviously there's things that need to be done as well. So yes, it may be a little bit trying for some of you Scorpions. Sagittarius, how are you? So Saggy, this is going to be affecting you 21 to 26 degrees of the mutable signs. This is in your 7th house. The moon rules your 8th, very intense time. And you got the square to Neptune in your 4th house. So it's very intense, very deep. And you know, the moon in your 8th house can bring up deep, intense emotions. It can bring up fears. It can bring up stuff to do with the past. It can bring up stuff that you're buried that needs to be revealed now. And this is definitely to do within your personal relationships with your partner. any stuff that's not said, things that are hidden, things that are not, you know, some of you may believe it's not even worth saying. And it's like, now's that time to be, you know, really talking on that deeper level, communicating. Some of you Sagittarians might decide that, you know, there's certain stuff that needs to be, my favorite word, there is things that are being close to home as well. I'm picking up the square to your fourth is, and the fact that, you know, Pisces is co-ruled by Jupiter, is that this is showing me that there is, you know, I feel some of you are trying to be very organized within the home. But there's stuff that, there's things that need to be done. I.e. like the pipes, or there needs to be more cleaning. And you may want your partner to help and they're not being as helpful. Or it could be you. You may not want to be as helpful. You may just want to just work with what you need to work with on a deeper level. So yes, there could be some drama, there could be some arguments. Again, the past, I feel, can come up for some of you Sagittarians in order for you to deal with. And it's not about burying it now. It's about talking about it and getting things out into the open. It's about clearing that old karma, in a way. So the card that you got is the King of Pentacles. Whenever we see the King, it's like, we are, it's time to face it. Face anything, time to face stuff head on. And the fact that your home life is being activated too is like, don't put anything off. Try not to put anything off. Deal with it now, because if you are looking to, like, especially in your future, you know, some of you may actually be living in your old home from childhood, and it's like, you know, there is like redecorating that needs to be done. We need to fix pipes, we need to clean this house, we need to work together to do this, and in order to sell this, so let's do this. So this is actually a money house as well. So it's like, whatever you're going to be investing in or trying to be invested in, it's going to bring strong dividends in the future. But it's about working together. And the 7th house is also to do with contracts as well. So that also could be a other theme that's coming up. Like, you need to sign, you know, it's about leases, it's about contracts, it's about business. So another thing I was going to say as well, Saggies, is that when it comes to like business with your 7th house, especially the King of Pentacles, is really look at what you're signing. Like if you're signing like a lease, or if you're if your tenants are renting out your place, or really try and look at the underlying what's going on, because some of your tenants could be lying, or you may, in a strange way, not being dread, but there could be some deceiving along the way, because someone wants to get more, or someone wants to get like a refund in any way. So yeah, try to be as honest as you can. And also, if your tenant's not being honest or anything like that, you know, you'll find out about it too. So yeah, but the King of Pentacles is showing me that there can be some materialism that can grow from this, whether it's through contracts or whether it's through your home life, because you just never know what can happen. Hello Capricorn, how are you? So Capricorn, this new moon is in your 6th house, and I know some of you Capricorns are thinking, not again, because you know you had Mars in your 6th, which obviously could have played some havoc with you guys, with your work life and your daily routines. And there's something else in your 6th. But yeah, I think Mars, a long transit. Yeah, it wasn't easy, was it? But yeah, the new moon's in your 6th house. So great time to be setting intentions when it comes to your work and your daily routines, with your health, what you're eating, and all the mundane stuff, you know, work that needs to be worked out, papers and being a bit more organized, Capricorns, and you guys are, you know, you guys are organized anyway. But the moon rules your 7th, which is to do with your personal relationships, business contracts. And also we have Neptune in your 3rd. So this is bringing me again, Capricorns, I feel that, you know, if you can listen to what I said in the beginning, it will really help you, because we're dealing with like the heart, mind, body and soul connection. And with Neptune being in your 3rd, there is some confusion mentally when it comes to how you're projecting, what you're saying, but also what you're thinking. So you Capricorns, you know, and the fact that this is in your 6th house as well, is that I feel that a lot of you may want to be, not even may want to be busy, may want to change jobs. There could be definite job changes. And obviously this can affect the theme of your relationship. Good or bad, it can affect it. But also remember, the 6th house is to do with the mental health. And the 6th house is also to do with anxiety. And so is the 3rd house. Because remember, we're dealing with mutable houses now. We're dealing with Gemini and we're dealing with Virgo houses. So I feel that some of you may need to try to be on top of your health, your especially mental health, meditation, breath work. I feel that some of you, especially when Mars went into your 6th house, that you guys may have started to like work out pretty hard. And now that the body might be saying something different, like, you know what, we just need to slow this down. So you may be trying a new thing. You know, you may be trying let me just try this yoga thing. Yeah, because work is busy and I need to be relaxed. You could also find that there may not be as much downtime. Like you may not find that you're not spending as much time with your partner as you want to, because work is calling. And also on top of that, you have to take care of yourself. On top of that, you know, there may be a lot of confusion as well. Like you're saying one thing and it's been taken the wrong way. Another thing about the 3rd house is about gossip. So be mindful of gossiping. If you hear anything, of course, we know that, you know, we should try and keep quiet. Not always going to be the case because we're only human. But yeah, just be mindful, because that can happen, especially in the workplace. And yeah, but I do see a lot of you Capricorns really taking care of, like, you know, the physical a lot more, but also the internal as well. You may find, Capricorns, that when it comes to like downtime, it could be quite hard. So the card you got is a Strength card, which is a Leo card. And this card is saying that you got this, you know, you're gonna have the energy. The energies will be there. You just have to really pace yourself. And if you're starting any new workout regime, really, again, pace yourself. Don't rush, because whenever we try like a new fitness regime, it does take time for the body to recognize what we're doing. But also, you know, it's also saying you'll come up on top. So it could be a new job. It could be, you know, if anything is going to come crashing down, it's all going to work out in your favor. So it's a really good card for you, Capricorns. Aquarius. So this new moon in Gemini is in your 5th house. Great house, fun house. It's your opposite Leo house. So setting intentions to have fun, creativity, and also improve your love life, especially if you're single or if you are in a relationship, having some fun. The moon rules your 6th house of daily routines, and also you have the square to Neptune in your 2nd. So what this says to me, dear Aquarius, is that there could be a lot of expenditures going on. You know, I feel that some of you are going to be getting like your creative juices flowing, or beginning to, but then you may be feeling very generous. Could be overspending. If you've got kids as well, there may be extra spending on them. And, you know, there's maybe thinking, oh, actually, it'll be okay, you know, because I spend this, I've got this left. with Neptune in your second, it can be quite deceptive. It can make you feel that you can just spend here, there and everywhere and not save him. And also, because this is going to be in your 5th house, this can make you extremely over generous and not thinking about tomorrow. So this can bring this highlight. The fact that the moon rules your 6th house, it can sort of not hinder things, but it can make you just think about what you're spending. It can make you think about, okay, I can spend on this, but I'm going to also have enough for this. I'm going to, you know, spend some on my kids, but also make sure that there's other, you know, stuff that needs to be taken care of. But it's a great time for a lot of you Aquarius just to like let loose, get your confidence going, do any type of physical fitness, get your like creative juices flowing. I feel that creativity is going to be on a major high. Just have to be very mindful of your spending. And if you need to pay off, this is the time to be doing it too, okay? So the card that you have, Aquarius, is the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is your guide to be listening to your hunches, listening to your intuition. Know that you don't need to buy everything all day, every day. But also know what to really invest in. If you are going to be joining, because, you know, some of you may want to like join like a new painting class, a new art class. You may want to take up acting. You may want to, especially if Pluto's here as well, even though it's retrograde, it's still in your sign. So, you know, you guys are really transforming and really changing. And you guys are going to be shining as well. So, because there's going to be so much opportunities to get your groove on, you may want to do it all. But the High Priestess is like, okay, what's the most important? What is, you know, what is actually singing? What is actually in your heart? And also work towards that. High Priestess is very big about intuition. So listen to your intuition. Get in touch with that inner being, Aquarius. But Aquarius, this is a great time for you to be, you know, showing your stuff, because I feel that a lot of people want to see it too. Hello, my Pisces. How are you? So this new moon is going to affect anyone that is 20 to 26 degrees in Gemini. This is in your 4th house. So, you know, you're coming back to home, taking care of yourself. This is to do with self-care. It's your home, your root. It's an emotional house. But still, you could be busy. I could see a lot of Pisceans sprucing up their home, redecorating, you know, painting, drilling. You know, with Gemini ruling your 4th house, is like, even though it is home, it's a busy time at home. You know, it's a busy time for family. You know, cooking, cleaning, but trying to have that downtime. The moon also rules your 5th house. So this, I feel, is definitely to do with, you know, family and home, but it's also to do with children, you know. So there could be, you know, your children could definitely be playing a big part this whole time. And also we could see some of you Pisceans revealing something special that you want to keep hidden. Some of you may be working on creative projects, because, you know, you got the square in your 1st house. So this can bring obviously some confusion, like about how you would like anything to look in your home, you know, because, you know, home is also, it is where the heart is, but it's also about your it's not your appearance per se, but it is about, if you basically, like, if your home is looking good, you're going to look good, you know. But there could be some confusion, like, if I don't make sure that, you know, certain stuff is sorted out within my home or within my past, then I can't really move on. You also may feel very tired as well. Whatever Neptune's involved, it can bring up stuff physically, mentally, emotionally. So again, like what I said to some of the signs, is that, you know, try and listen to what I said in the beginning, because the high vibration of this is being creative. The high vibration of this is meditation, yoga. And Also, the 5th house is about physical fitness as well. So you guys may decide that you want to work on yourself. You know, you've got Mars and you've got Venus, which is in your 6th house, which is helping you to be a bit more, being a bit more focused on your like work, you know, creativity, and also your well-being. So yes, Pisces, a lot is really going on. This will hit you, especially because of Neptune square. So the card that you have, Pisces, is the Temperance. So the Temperance is actually showing you, Pisces, that you could, you know, nothing wrong with being ambitious, into delving deep within the past, taking care of yourself, but there could be a sense of rushing, like got to do that now, got to do that now, but not really relaxing. Again, whenever Neptune is activated, it's time that, you know, you really have to, you know, listening to the mind and body, soul, and, you know, taking a breath, taking your naps, taking your, because again, like I said, there's going to be some confusion, like even how you're feeling, you may not feel within your spirit a lot. Remember, you've got Saturn in your sign as well, which is actually helping you go back to spirit. And the Temperance card is the Sagittarius card. It's a Jupiter card. And it's a spiritual card as well. So this card is just basically asking you just to take your time. You're not trying to rush and get everything done. And just take time out when you need to, so that you just don't burn yourself out. Okay? So that was the new moon in Gemini for all the signs. Thank you guys so much for listening. Feel free to like, share and subscribe, and also, you know, leave comments, because, you know, and when you like, share and subscribe and leave comments, it helps me bring more videos for you guys. So once again, guys, let me know how this new moon has gone for you, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.